In this training video, we are going to take a look at building and creating building and managing content pages for your building. So if we go over here and click on Building Management on the left, you can select your building. So we're going to select this first one right here. And then we're going to go over here and click on Content Pages on the right. So you see right here that we already have some content pages in here. So let's go in here and create a new one so we see what that looks like. So we're going to click on Add a New Content Page. The content title, this is what will show up to your users. So we can say something maybe school supply list. All right, you can add a subtitle if you wish. That will also display on the page. That's just your choice or not. This URL subtitle, what this does is it will add this URL, whatever you type in this box, to the very end of this address down here. So if we type supply list, it gives us a little checkbox over here and says, yep, that address is good to go. It's never been used before. And once we save this page, it will put that slug down here at the very end of this address. Our page content is right here. This is where you can type your main content, whatever that may be. You can also go down here and add a photo attachment as well. Secondary content is something that's it's a little different than your actual main page content. Secondary content will show up on the right side of your main content on your page. So on your page you will have your title, you'll have your main content in the middle, and then on the right side you will have whatever you choose to be your secondary content. You don't have to have secondary content if you don't want to. It's just up to you. You can see here you have different options for secondary content pages. You have downloads, photo galleries, links, or you can just have a blank text box just like you did up here for your page content. But let's say I have a bunch of, since this is a school supply list page, I have a bunch of downloads. I have a bunch of forms and files the teachers have sent me, and I just want to put all of those on there. So I can go on here and select downloads. We need to save this page for this downloads page to come up down here. So we're going to click on save. You see right here that it added that URL slug to the very end of this address. But then if we go down here and we look under secondary content, we see that it looks very similar to our building forms area. That's because we selected downloads as our secondary content, and that's what's showing up down here. So if we want to add some forms here, we can go to add form category. Maybe we want to select something like first grade. Whoops. And then save. And then we can go back down here and click on add a new form. And then we can actually add maybe a teacher's name. So we can add C Weeks as our teacher's name supply list. You can add a description if you want to. And then once we click on choose file, it brings up our file manager. If you wanted to add a new file from your computer, you would of course click on add files, but I'm just going to select a test file that's already in here. So we'll just select this newsletter and click on OK. It puts that newsletter in there. It tells us that it's going to go under the first grade category. And then if we click on save here, you see that it has added that secondary content. If we want to preview what this page looks like, we can use this link right here, which is what we're going to do, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about with the secondary content. You see right here that there's our title. This is where our main content would be. So this box right here, page content, whatever you type in here, is actually what's going to show up in this middle part right here. So let's do a refresh. So we can see that it says test. And then again, this is our secondary content over here. I selected downloads, but again, you can go back on here and you can select just another blank text box. You can do photo galleries or links. Or if you don't want secondary content, you don't have to have any of it. You also have the option to go on here and hide your secondary content, so maybe you don't want the public to see it yet, you're working on it, or you just don't want it to show. You can select this hidden text box, click on save, and if we go back over here to our web page, you will see that the downloads page is hidden. If you want to give additional staff members permission to edit this page, you can click this plus button right here, search for their name, and click go, and it will give them permission to edit this page. And that is how you use content pages within the building area of your website.